Is that working?
Yes.
Hi everybody on the live stream. This is being live streamed through our Razom YouTube channel. So any journalists in the room, it's all for attribution, okay? Because there's a lot of people listening who don't know who they are. So I'm just going to take a few minutes before we start our main event to give a few announcements and invite my colleague up to say a few words. All right? First of all, there is Wi-Fi here. We're using it to stream. So if you don't need to be using the Wi-Fi, don't use the Wi-Fi. If you are using the Wi-Fi, hashtag Razom, please. Okay? And if anyone did not get a Tram ticket today, does everyone have a little ticket with the tram on it? If you didn't check in as you walked in, you're going to miss out on something fun at the end. Who doesn't? Axelrod. Sorry, everybody on the web stream, we couldn't figure out how to get virtual tickets and we just cooked up this idea about an hour ago. So, pull out your calendars. The next two RazomIT events are coming up. March, we're going to hit the road and go to Austin as part of the South by Southwest Festival, which is Film, Innovation, and Music. Has anyone here decided to go to South by this year? Yes. All right, March 20th. Tell your friends who are going to be there. March 20th, time and location to be determined. And then on April 12th, we'll be back here at Civic Hall for another gathering. Okay? So to keep these things going, like I said, this is our 5th one. We do appreciate all donations into the box as you walked in. And you can make that donation recurring by going online to razomforukraine.org and setting up a recurring thing on PayPal. Okay? Keep this thing happening. I'm going to talk for a minute about what Razom is. Note the branding. Razom was founded 2 years ago by a group of activists. And over the past 2 years, Razom has done a lot of cool projects, a lot of volunteers doing things that you can read about on our website. Right now we're focused on 3 things. First, which is what brought us here today, is to amplify voices of people from Ukraine into conversations that are happening in the United States. There's so much tremendous talent in Ukraine, and what we want to do is make sure it's being heard in conversations here. So we do what we can to amplify voices of people from Ukraine. Second, Razom has acted as a catalyst for individuals and organizations to implement a variety of projects. Right now, maybe some of you, who was here for Moi Garden? See here. Really? Awesome. There's a lot of new people. Moi Garden is a crowdfunding platform based in Odessa, and one of the founders came here and talked, and we're now helping them raise money here, and then for projects and for the platform. As a 501c3, we can get tax exempt status, collect money here, wire it over there. We're also raising money for Hromadske Radio as well as for the International Math Olympiad. We've already done a lot with supporting hospitals in Ukraine and several and toy drives and things like that you may know us about. So we're amplifying voices, we're acting as a catalyst. And one thing that I'm going to ask my colleague Nastya to talk in more detail about is we take brains and capital from the US and ship it to Ukraine with the explicit purpose of building a prosperous Ukraine in a variety of different ways. And we're pretty excited to give you guys a sneak preview today, Nastya, of a new program that we're going to be launching in a couple days. So Nastya is the Vice President of Razom, and she is the lead on volunteers and on this project she's going to tell you about.
Hello everyone, thank you for such a great introduction. I'm very glad to see you all here at this event, and also I'm very glad to see you because you are the first audience in the United States who I'm going to tell about this very new brand program that we are launching. So no one heard about it before. It is called.
I think so. Let's see what happens. Yes, it worked.
It's Reformers Without Borders, and it is a short-term fellowship program. And as Dora mentioned, the purpose of this program is to bring brains and experience from the United States to Ukraine to build something. So what are we trying to build? As you'll probably know, there is an Razom Odessa project. You probably know about two of our amazing volunteers. One of them is actually here, Natalia at the back, who, round of applause, who went to Odessa back in August to simply work on IT reforms in Odessa region. And they have accomplished some amazing results on e-government, on open budget systems for the citizens. But what's more important is that they brought this very valuable feedback from that place. And that feedback is that in Ukraine there is a civil society established back from Maidan and all of the citizen movements. And then there is government actually willing to work on reforms, but there is something missing. And what's missing is this connection and trust between those two entities. And we decided that we need to fix it, as Razom trying to fix everything that is current. That's why we came up with this Reformers Without Borders program, and we are going to bring fellows from the United States who will inspire with their international experience, with their Western ethics and business values, who will inspire the citizens of Ukraine and government of Ukraine to cooperate together. And today and right now, we are looking for those fellows to dedicate their time, their effort, and their investment to this program to build a connection. We are looking for partners to collaborate with us on building this program, and of course, we are looking for sponsors to give us money. So, there is more to come on Thursday. This program will go live. I'm highly encouraging you, even right now, to visit our website. It's www.reformerswithoutborders.com. And I'm very happy and very excited to hear all of your feedback about it. Please come talk to me or feel free to shoot me an email. My email address is on here. And thank you very much for your attention, and I'll get you to the next speaker. Cool. Thank you.
Awesome. So watch all that, what we're doing together over there. And now I'd like to ask Ilia Kenigshtein.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Ilya's visiting from Lviv, and he's going to take about 15 minutes and talk through his super crazy cool project. And then he and I will have a conversation, and then we'll rope you into that conversation as well. Okay, any questions before we begin? All right, take it away.
Very good. 15 minutes sounds like we have been thinking like we're a bit more slow in Lviv, so I'll try to fit myself into the New York style.
The New York minute.
So first of all, thank you for having me here, and thank you for coming, because the fact that you are here is already a big portion of creativity. So you are actually creating creative water together with us right now. The story what I'm going to tell is not just about creative water. It's about my city. It's about my life, and it's very honest presentation. I'm going to be like probably at some point more European and like less American, but once again, everything is connected with Ukraine, but there's only one very important point. Creative Water is not like a legacy project because it's a Ukrainian project. Creative Water is a project pretty unique in the world right now, because what we're trying to innovate, you will find out later, it's actually a couple of new directions, new kind of innovations in the world of creativity. So, like one line pitch of Creative Water is a huge innovation hub dedicated for the smart work, smart education, and smart entertainment. So the smart entertainment is something that doesn't exist together, taking into account the first two mentions. Okay? So we think that it's some kind of innovation. Okay? Probably we're so naive, because like you can like tell that like it exists already. But once again, I'm pretty sure that what you're going to see right now is will give you a very good portion of power, energy, and of course we will be talking after it, and you will be able to ask some questions about our very funny stories, how it was provided a DJ in Ukraine, and what's going on with PayPal to Ukraine, and many different things. Okay? So. Just a couple of very briefly, what we're trying to create. We're trying to establish a system of innovations, and it's like it looks like some kind of blend of infrastructure and culture, where infrastructure actually coming from usually in normal countries like well-established countries coming out from the government, and culture coming from the bottom by energy of innovative disruptors, by energy of youngsters and so on. We're trying to create some different projects, but we're looking for some kind of platform for this. What you see here, the slides, it's already existing places around the world. So this one from New Zealand, from Auckland, for example. So it's not like in you. We're not trying to create creative quarter, innovation hub, and it was never existing before. The thing's already happening. I can give you like small clue. I've read just a couple of weeks ago in some online magazine about that. Also, the old train depot in New York, in the future, in the close future, will be also inside of this train depot will be established some kind of eco park, underground eco park with a system of mirrors and something fantastic. So if you Google it, so you will find out what's going on. We also have, like, if we're talking about the Tram Depot, I'll tell you the very funny story about the Tram Depot, but the Tram Depot is also like, it's already existing. Like, we have a pretty similar project, not more culture project in Amsterdam, for example, the famous the Haven. We have one innovation hub in Helsinki, and so in Canada there is a couple of them. So it's like, it's like pretty okay to establish some kind of common co-workings and co-living and co-entertainment places in one place, okay, in all Tram Depot, okay? And Tram Depot in this case, it's very important thing, once again, it's don't miss with don't think that like if you're taking some factory or something, that will be the same, because Tram Depot is completely different. It's completely different by feeling, okay? It's giving you completely different things to think about. So what we have like a big complex, our 200,000 square feet facility consolidating locations for services, work, creativity, leisure, entertainment, right in the center of it. What we will have inside of Creative Work, we'll have huge glass boxes like you have in WeWork, but it's going to be like much better, we believe. We'll have like a fully equipped house for master classes and seminars. We're going to take all master classes we have in the city and we run them one by one in a couple of zones inside of Creative Work. Okay? We will establish by ourselves a couple of them. There's going to be like a great hackerspace. Who here know what this hackerspace means? Raise your hand. Okay, so you'll skip silence, so I can whatever I think about this and so on. I'll let you know later. We'll have a game zone, we'll have professional meeting rooms. We'll have a startup bank, post office. Startup bank also, it's like a kind of new thing. It's not just a regular bank that giving the same services like to the usual customers, but more like on a more modern way and so on. Startup bank is some financial institutions working with startups, okay, giving them a convertible loan, convertible debts to give them possibility to rise up like their projects and so on early stage, on very early stages. We will have a great restaurants concept and a test kitchen. If you know Lviv, I know, as I understand, there is many guys from Odessa here, so Lviv is always a winner as regarding the restaurants. Sorry guys, we have many of them. So we're going to establish a completely new for Lviv kind of restaurant on the concept of test kitchen. You will see it later. We'll have an investment cafe. We'll have a professional press studio. The eco park, because Lviv is a town of parks. We'll have a trams, we'll have a press studio, a professional language, professional language school for English for kids and parents. And the whole place will be with many different festivals, jazz and electronic concerts and so on. So it's like we will have a center for children, enlightenment, and so just to feel, just to like to give you a sense how it's going to be looks like, just one by one our slides, and then I'll show you the depot as well. This is the main desk. This is the main board. The funny story about this main board is like the picture was taken in New York. You'll guess where is this picture. I mean, it's in Grand Central Station. So when I've been speaking with Mayor of Lviv, he's a very good guy. Okay, so I've been speaking with Mayor of Lviv, and I've told him that I would like to create this kind of main board because I would like to this main board will show not on digital but like the old style. The amount of like who is what is going to be the next masterclass, the next workshop, and what is the names of the residents of the project. And he said, "Wow, it's a great idea, but where from you going to get this thing? Because it's like it doesn't exist anymore." And I've told him that I was thinking to take this thing from the old airport in Lviv, because they was created the new one, so the old airports just like dying, but there's no one inside. So he raised up the phone and he called to someone. He said that Ilia will come and you will give him whatever he needs. Okay. So I was thinking that probably I can ask like if the guy was called to the the general manager of the airport, so I can ask him for the plane. I mean, why? Because whatever he needs. So why not to ask for the plane? So we will have it. We'll have a digital app. We'll have a startup boxes, as I've told before. We'll have a co-working halls, as actually you have here. We'll have a lockers. We'll have a collaboration zones to working together. We'll have a center for children enlightenment, and this is also a very important project because it's like will be divided to the three different directions. The first three different topics. The first is for the kids from 3 to 6. The second from 6 to 10, and also we're going to create a program for the kids with autism syndrome because it's very important point. And in Ukraine, unfortunately, those kids they they doesn't exist for the society. They doesn't exist for the government and so on. So we think at the same time they highly needed they if we're talking let's say for example Israel. So the autists they serve in the Israeli civil services. Okay, they're also working for SAP. They're also working for Microsoft and so on because they have phenomenal kind of thinking that they see the details. And they be very important in different projects with many different details. Okay, I forgot to sorry about my English, because
Yeah, I'm sorry. Can I ask you to speak a little bit louder because people
more
can't.
louder? Okay. Yeah. So we will have experimentarium under this Center for Kids Applied. We'll have also a kids maker space. Not just for the kids of IT guys, but also for the kids of normal guys. I mean, we'll have an anti-cafe, we'll have an investment cafe. This project actually came into my mind when I was in Palo Alto. So it was this is a famous coffee shop in Palo Alto called Phil's Coffee. I know this is a chain. But the uniqueness of this place, not just because they think that they doing great coffee. And here I can tell, sorry guys, because coffee in Phil's Coffee is it's in other places probably a bit better, okay? Especially if you're talking about Lviv, okay? Because Lviv, the place where coffee was born. Okay. But this place also is a meeting point between investors and founders. Okay, so I don't know if it's some kind of scoop or something, but I was told by someone that Facebook was raised up the money inside of this Phil's Coffee. Okay, so we're going to create something the same with a small hope, in some future we will be able to have the same story. We'll have a meeting rooms, we'll have a master classes and seminars as I told before. We'll have an amphitheater for 200 people. So during the day it will be like a platform for the different press shows and so on, and the evening it will be converted into the hall for the stand-up shows, for the jazz and electronic concerts and so on. We'll have a creative restaurants, like a huge one, like 2 floors, and so with a test kitchen concept, meaning that anyone can like go and feed like 200 people sitting inside. Okay, so it's like it might be like a famous chef, and from other point it might be like Baba Marusa from some small village, and they will be like combining and mixing together, like the DJs. And so we'll have a game space. We'll have a press studio as well, of course. We'll have a post office with like normal kind of service, not like Ukrainian kind of service, because there is nobody who will steal your packages, your parcels, and we'll have a post office. This is a very important thing. I don't remember. Can you just tell me what this thing in English? How this called in English?
Locals.
It's not locals. Post boxes. Yeah. So because we're going to give to the startups physical addresses, okay? It's very important because now, if you remember how it's working in Ukraine, you have a juridical address and you have a physical address, and it's like always different places. Okay, so it's like if someone from the government will like decide to catch up you, so usually they get into the juridical address, not the physical one. So startup bank, we're going to work with a governmental bank. We're thinking that we're going to work with a governmental bank, not with the private banks, because 90% of all banks, private banks in Ukraine, they connected with the oligarch capital. So there is no oligarchs here. It's a very important thing because, many of them came to us and say that, wow, guys, you're doing a great stuff. Let's take my money. No, wait, we are not going to work with oligarchs, and this is one of the very important things. I mean, it sounds like a job to you, but I mean, because I don't know if you understand what this oligarch means, but we're not going to use their money. The hackerspace is actually a laboratory equipped with a number of processing machines like CNC, CM, laser cutter, and so on. Will give you a possibility to create a robot. We will have 15 different presets, so it will be for the usual guys, once again, not for the normal guys, not for the IT guys. Everyone will be able to come and to create a robot, of course, together with a tutor, not alone. We'll have many workshops, we'll have lounges across the whole space, we'll have coffee points across the whole space, terraces, the garden with electrical outlets and possibility to sit in the summer and to work and just to have fun outdoor. And this zone will be converted into the zone of the snow creativity, like we had in New York a couple of weeks ago. So it will be converted into the zone of snow creativity during the winter. We'll have a unique eco park. The uniqueness of the eco park is combining the flora and innovations, the flora and hiking. So it's going to be equipped with wooden walkways and with a zone of complete silence for walking with strollers, with maze and many different things. We have a urban center. We'll have a couple of trams. Will be innovated from outside and with complete high-tech inside. Okay, so it's going to be 2 trams driving across the whole city. And now I can tell you a couple of sentences about the story. The story of the story of Tram Depot is that the company called Siemens was established this Tram Depot a long time ago, at the end of 19th century. So the Siemens was the first company who started first innovation companies in Lviv because they established electrical tram network. Okay. So it was at the very beginning. Now, together with all our partners, we're trying to get them back. So we was meeting just a couple of days ago with Professor Karl Zeininger from Princeton University. He was previously CTO of the Siemens Innovation or scientific laboratory or something like this in Princeton. So we was met with the guy who was sitting on some Princeton University coffee shop. On the table was long time ago was sitting Albert Einstein. So I've been just talking about like how we're going like to attach Siemens to the deal. And all this place will be with the happening. The place will be working 24/7 with day events. I mean, the street food festival, jazz electronic concerts, parties in Cuban and Mexico and New York styles and so on. And also in night events with art house movies, different shows and so on. This is the universal authentication system. It will be like with pay pass inside by MasterCard, provided by MasterCard. So the customer, the resident, will be able to pay not just like inside of Creative Water, but first of all Ukraine. Okay, so also will be able to pay like for the coffee in many coffee shops. And this is the venue. If you guys know what is Aberwald mean, Aberwald is Glav Riba, yeah, but vice versa. Glav Riba is like from Bulgaria, from Savachi Sersa, you know. So it's like, so Aberwald, it's what's going on right now with this place, okay? It's like, you know, this place is almost dead, okay? But this place is beautiful because it still exists, a huge one, and we believe that we're going to renovate, we're going to invest a lot of money inside of this to Creative Water, and most of the money will go for the renovation. There is very big amount of different unique points of Tram Depot. For example, we have an underground river under Tram Depot because like we have 3 hangars and then we have buildings on the back, and these buildings on the back is actually a 4 hangar, the hangar number 4, and it was at the beginning it was the electric station of Edison. It was created and launched on the river. Okay, and later on, Austrians, because Lviv was like for the Austrian-Hungary empires that days, so they put the river underground. Okay, so now we have like a beautiful river underground with possibility to walk from this place to the theater, to the center of city, to the main square and so on. So it's going to be like a huge thing. This house looks like at the beginning, and this is how it's going to be looks like. One of the hangars, I believe, in 1 year and 6 months, something like this. Okay, it's very depends on many factors. And this is typical Lviv. And this is typical New York, chunk, yes. So it's just to let you know, to let you feel about the Creative Water. And last thing that before I call Vlad, and I will explain who's the guy, it's about our friends and partners. First of all, what we have, we supported by Lviv City Council. The story was pretty strange to me because at the beginning I was thinking to establish this place in Kiev. I was never thinking about how we're going to do. I mean, okay, my mom lived in Lviv and my grandfather lived in Lviv, and I was born in Lviv. But at some point, come on, Kiev is like a capital city, okay? So it's much more bigger and many people, and the people is much more like, you know, proactive, you know, they're speaking about deals in the coffee shops because the people in Lviv, they're speaking about some rest possibilities, okay, like, you know, like vacation possibilities on the coffee shops, okay? So, but nevertheless, I was invited by some guys from Lviv establishment community, the community of people who not just like people with a successful background, but also the people who love Lviv and trying to do something for the city. Okay, I can tell you one of the biggest secret, which is not so secret in Lviv, but it's somehow level is pretty secret for the people who live out of Lviv and Western Ukraine. There is no oligarchs in Lviv. Well, I mean, they are, but they keep silence. I mean, because like, you know, there is nothing to buy around like city. So this possibility was like a great opportunity for the small and medium enterprises to grow up, and at some point it started to think what we're going to do with the city. Because like, if you have a strategy, if you think that Lviv might be the next, sorry, probably it will looks like funny, but we seriously think about it will be most of the comfortable and progressive city in the Eastern Europe. So this is our ambitions. I mean, this is completely fine. So we created the strategy for the city. I mean, not me. It was like a long time ago, with the help of monitor group. And in this strategy was the cluster strategy. We created a couple of clusters. Like one cluster was for the internal for the tourism, and the second cluster was for the IT. So because of these two clusters, and also because of ancient beautiful buildings created by Austrians and many different nations who was live in Lviv, and because of the history and because of the mindset of youngsters, which is one of the most important things in this case, we got Lviv one of the most comfortable city in Ukraine, not one, most comfortable city in Ukraine for living, kind of lifestyle, okay? It's very European city. If Kiev just starting to think how we're going to integrate ourselves into the Europe, so Lviv is already there. I mean, long time ago, okay? Not just by environment, but also, first of all, because of the thinking, because of the traditions, because of many cultural perspectives and so on. So we have a great relationship and partnership with Ukrainian Catholic University. It was at the beginning, and also Lviv Business School. We're running now, as you doing with many different guys came up from Ukraine. So we're doing the same, because I'm connecting the people from Lviv with the people from Kiev, and you can't believe, you will not going to believe they don't know each other, okay? So I'm just trying to introduce the guys from Lviv to Kiev, okay? And it's like, wow, it's of course going what I'm trying to do right now. I mean, we have so many superstars in our Ukrainian diaspora, live in New York, live in San Francisco and other places, but they're not so known in Ukraine. And diaspora in this case is one of the, not important, but is one of the main factors of future success of Ukraine, okay? There is no possibility to survive without support came out from the diaspora. And I'm not talking about the money, because I know there's a lot of attempts just to give him money and go. I mean, I'm talking about completely different approach. What Ukraine looking for, and it's not just my private opinion, it's opinion of global thinkers, of visionaries, is knowledge and competence came out from diaspora, from the people, not just by, not only diaspora, I'm called diaspora, not the people who by their nationality Ukrainians, I'm a Jewish guy, but who love Ukraine. This is one of the most, this is the real diaspora for me. So, and we have a line of our technological innovation partners, like Intel, Cisco, Ericsson, Hewlett Packard, Microsoft, Schneider Electric, and a couple of more. So those companies, they're giving us the technologies, innovations, different educational programs, and equipment. And the contribution of each company here is huge. Okay, for example, Schneider Electric, they committed to establish the wall of electricity inside of Creative Water, unless Siemens will back and will do this, because come on, it's our house. Okay, so but Siemens still just waiting for something. I don't know what they are waiting for. So we have Intel say that they're going to help us with creating a data center. The Cisco will going to give us many different equipments in telecom and so on. So and on top of this, they're going to give us their educational programs and innovation and create innovation centers. Like Microsoft will say that they will establish the Microsoft Innovation Center in creative quarter, which doesn't exist in Ukraine. Okay, there's just only sales houses in Ukraine. You have to understand. It's like it's not some R&D or something. Everything just at the beginning. Okay, and many more. We have, and by the way, 4 of these companies they are Americans. Okay? So that's why one of the second important factor. The first is because of the diaspora, but the second important factor is that we have American companies in our project. And Europeans, they see in Creative Quarter more real estate play, but Americans see an innovation hub, the legacy project. Okay, Vlad, come on here up. Just now it's your.
Vlad, come up.
It's your
Let's
stage.
start talking about you guys.
Yeah.
You gonna introduce yourself?
Absolutely. My name is Vlad Voskresensky. Did I resolve your hard tasks?
Yes, thank you.
Tell me my last name.
Voskresensky.
Yeah. So I'm one of the co-investors, minor investments into the project, and I'm an interpreter. I have my own IT company. The IT company was started back in Ukraine. Right now, we actually operate out of the United States. Long journey. I will tell you all that story. So.
What's the name of the company?
The name of the company is Invisible Solutions. We're doing enterprise business. We are partners with Microsoft, Salesforce, SAP. They buy our technology, embed in their own software, and sell it across the globe. So that's a totally different part of the story. My participation in Creative Quarter started even before the name existed, and before the place was even decided, because Ilia was at the time in Kyiv, and he felt that he was going to build that project in Kyiv. And I fell in love from the very first steps in the project, and I can tell you why. So that was, for me, it was pretty deliberate, but yet very emotional and kind of instant decision. Mainly because I was looking at the people who hopefully will follow my path, come up with the idea, convert it to the product, try to be an entrepreneur. And I was very, very lucky, to build a business out of that. So I hope they also will be pretty lucky to build a business. But the point was that when I look at my path, nobody was helping me at that society what I was at that time. Right? There
And
was
where
no
were you
place.
when you were starting?
I was in Kyiv. It wasn't Kyiv. It wasn't Lviv. It wasn't Kyiv. But still, though, we all know
You
that.
did it yourself.
Well, I wouldn't say it. It's very selfish, right?
It's okay, you're
I didn't do it myself. That it was us, right? We built it. But we know that Ukraine is very talented people.
This is KGB. Sorry, this is KGB. Yeah. And that's Creative Quarter. This is KGB.
So that's
Ukrainian.
footage.
Not
Perfect.
Russian.
Yeah, okay.
sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent in Ukraine, but I would say that not enough set of skills yet, right? So
Okay.
we were very, very skilled in IT. And I thought I was very good programmer. But I was very bad product manager, I was very bad salesman, I was very bad, designer. And it was really hard to come up with a product which you could commercialize. So when I've heard about ideas from Ilia, for me that's more than just another real estate project. It's more than another incubator or accelerator. That's the place which would hopefully encourage people to come, be there, think about something creative, and hopefully come up with the idea which they would probably pursue for the rest of their life, build a business out of it. So when I was looking back at my path, there was no that place in Kyiv where I could go and meet people like you, where I can go and get advice. Not like I'm looking for advice, but just from the society. So I thought that could be the really game changer, and that's kind of investment in the future. I never saw this as a commercial project. It's not a commercial project, though it has commercial part, and I do hope it's going to be profitable, and I believe it's going to be profitable. But again, the profitability for me, this is the social value of this thing for my country, which I do like.
So we're going to get a conversation going here. But I
Yeah,
wanna,
let's do
there are
it,
a lot of people have come in. There are seats up here. There's 2 seats over here and a couple seats on the couch. If you
Yeah,
guys
come
wanna
on, guys.
in.
We have a seat
Come on
here.
in. And while people are coming in, show of hands, who has been to the view? Who has been to the view in the past 24 months? Okay, that's pretty cool. I know. Just for kicks, who's been to Odessa? Okay, you.
Good.
Because you were talking smack about the coffee.
You talking about the gas and microwave?
Yeah. No, I was talking about Texas. So we're gonna have a chat, then we're gonna open it up here. I'm like breathless from the list of things you were describing in the Creative Quarter. There's gonna be this, there's gonna be this, there's gonna be this. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna write them all down, even though I've seen the list before and I knew it was gonna be crazy. What do you want to start with? Or is it an idea that you're starting?
At the beginning was the idea, okay? Because, everything in this project needs to be very smooth. I mean, if I see some kind of resistance, if I feel like some kind of, some kind of misunderstanding with someone and so on, there is 91% that is going to be like, I haven't anything with this organization, with this company, and so on. Because I'm a real believer in this project, and I know that it's going to be happen. Okay, it's a matter of time. And this is what I've told to the class at the beginning. And by the way, we know with Vlad for the long time, our first project was providing 3G in Ukraine. Who know
We
about
worked
it?
on that together.
That's
Just
what
us.
Vlad-
Got it.
We were so
Vlad
angry
always-
that there is no 3G because of all the corruption situation in Ukraine, so we started to kind of fight for this.
3G, everyone
Yeah,
makes your
well,
phone work.
Yeah, you have
Brings
like
data,
LTE
real
now.
data.
So when did you guys do the 3D project?
right after the Maidan,
Yeah, after the Maidan, it was like a very simple idea. It was a reanimation package of reforms. By the way, created most of them, like the founders of reanimation package of reforms, a huge organization came out from the Maidan, was the guy from Lviv. Okay? So we just together with Vlad, we just approached the reanimation package of reforms with the help of our common friends, Media, which is amazing. And he met us with Oleg Macek, which is one of the most legacy person in my life. Okay, this is like this is to me it's like an example. Okay, how what to be like, what's gonna be like next week. So and we're asking like let's say we want to bring 3G to Ukraine, and that's it because it was like a big corruption bubble. There was the exclusive license of 3G just in one company under Akhmetov, and that's it. Okay, so and this company was not able to provide the real 3G, so anyone else. So it was like a
That was the
Pakistan.
only asset in the
It was like a
company.
Pakistan in Europe. I mean, no 3G. Come on, that's it. And I believe that if 3G, like, it's a digital democracy, it's on the same level of roads, of tolls between the cities. Okay,
Infrastructure.
it's like
It is
infrastructure. So probably like some factors of Maidan was probably a bit with less blood of if it was like we were with the 3G, okay? Because it was like it's not just a service, okay? It's like a kind of I don't know. It's like
It's an infrastructure, yeah.
infrastructure.
More on improvement.
Yeah, so we came and we say that we want to bring 3G, and NRPR, the animation workshop, they supported us. Okay, so was a team with fascinating people, with like with Tanya Popova, with Lena Milic, with Oleg Akhtirsky, with Vlad Voskresensky, with Oleg Macek, with Tanya Gapko, and many more. Sorry if I'm not mentioning those guys. It was like 8 or 9 people, and we started just to fight. We started to prepare different papers, and because of Dima Shimkiv, who was also by his way from Microsoft to administration of the president, he took our papers and he was in together with us first couple of months. So he took our papers and he just went with these papers to the Poroshenko and he said, "Come on, we don't have a 3G. Do you know what is it? No. Okay, so I will explain you what is 3G mean." So he explained it, and then was like a law came out from the Poroshenko, and we was like ready to open a bottle of champagne. We said like, "Wow, it was a quick win and so on." But then we recognized that there is another moving factors in the country, which doesn't care about the president's law and so on. And the name of this factor is Yatsudin. Okay, and I can say that I mean not going to happen. That's it. Okay, those companies they are with Russian capital. We're going to fight with them. We're going to shut down them. Okay, it's like it's crazy. Yeah.
Well, those
Not
guys who were
3G
trying to
providers,
fight
telecom
for
providers.
okay.
It's like the biggest companies in like, and you don't have anything else. Like shut
sell
down
the
the
virus.
and that's it. So and then we at some point we decided to get out to the streets. We bought some old Soviet phone cabin in some kind of like place. I don't know. You tell me. It's if Kiev, it's Troyeshchina. It's like end of the world with many gopniks walking in the streets. Okay, So we bought in the night. We bought stolen phone cabin. We bring it to the cabin. The real phone cabin, and not red one and nice
where
one,
you
fancy
pay
like you
for
have
the
here.
space.
It's like a phone hardcore cabin.
Yeah.
Okay. So we bring it with a taxi, and taxi driver was mad. Whenever it was fit, I could go fit inside of any car. So it was like we stand in this phone cabin in opposite of cabin,
In the dark building.
the citadel of
the
ministers.
building on the-
Yeah. And
calling them.
and the next day we have been just all us. We have been there. I was standing with Hannah Gupko inside of this cabin. It was like a dating inside of the cabin. It was and our guys were standing with posters. Yatsenyuk Zlivает reject. Okay, so it was funny. We was on the TV, was in the press that day. Like TV channels came and everybody was speaking about this. And then, of course, we had a meeting with the minister that day. Okay. And he said, okay, it's going to be like a free license, get out. So nothing was changed, and only after we went to the after Maidan, just asked them to support, and they agreed to support us, and all of ours was ready in 2 days to drive together with the guys from after Maidan. It was like 500 people, and together with the guys from 200 people, sorry, and together with Aitishniki from Kiev, it's also something like 300 people to drive to the Mizhigiria. By the way, he's living in Mizhigiria. It's not like Israel. Okay. Also, the located in Mizhigiria. So we was like ready to go there. I don't know if probably he was like here's some rumors or something, but he signed the tender the tender conditions. And then we had a tender, and then National Bank got like 9 billion hryvnia to the account. All operators got the licensing, and we all got the 3G.
So now there are how many 3G providers?
All of them have.
All of them.
They all
They all
both
have
the
the
license.
license,
Any
right?
satellite.
So now anywhere you go, you've got 3G. Pretty
Well,
much.
they are increasing, not anywhere yet, they're increasing the coverage, but at least, I mean, that's the economy right now, right? So no more politics, right? And it's just a matter of investment in opening the network.
So there you are, citizens of a country wanting services of an infrastructure that you're not providing, and then you organized and collaborated.
It's social
with a lot of
lobbyism.
people.
I can say it's social lobbyism. I'm using like if someone knows I'm trying to bring PayPal to Ukraine because we don't have like.
So set up the problem for us, because have you guys ever tried to buy something in Ukraine using PayPal? It's a problem. Like you just like what's the problem? Explain the problem.
We can send the money to abroad. It's not Korea. What's going on right now?
That's great. Okay, great.
By regulations of national bank. Okay. So
Ukrainians legally cannot have a PayPal account. It blocks everywhere. It blocks e-commerce. You can buy, you cannot sell using PayPal account. Right? So, like, if you have PayPal account, you can buy things being in
I can buy
Ukraine.
things from Bogdan.
You can buy things
Yeah.
from Bogdan because probably he's using not Ukrainian instance, not Ukrainian
Yeah.
e-commerce website because he's fine. But if you're a Ukrainian guy who would like to have an e-commerce project and you want to accept money on your PayPal account, legally you cannot do that.
Because
Our
there's some
government
kind of-
doesn't like that idea.
There's some kind of federal, national level
Absolutely,
legislation
which tells you that-
against, but not against e-commerce, not against
It's
transactions.
well, the law says that Ukrainians cannot have accounts in foreign banks because national bank is afraid that that way money will leak out.
exactly.
I see. And
PayPal,
is
this is the
perceived to
virtual bank account outside of Ukraine because when I pay you on PayPal, you're in Ukraine, I'm in Ukraine. I'm paying on your PayPal account. Money virtually goes somewhere where PayPal is registered, which is outside of Ukraine. And our national bank says, like, you know what? Don't do that.
because
illegal.
It's right, so it's perceived to be a
So what we
foreign
say is, you guys are, putting us back in Ice Age, where you live. We don't want to be there. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but the main problem, I think, the national bank actually is now like is once again the main problem is on the side of the national bank. Don't listen what they are trying to tell. The main problem on the side of the national bank, because they always like we did everything for PayPal to come, but they just don't want to come. Okay, so this is complete bullshit. I mean. Because it was it's like if you not if you like say you doing a lot of you're doing something with your hands, like a handmaker, and Ukraine is a great country with a lot of people who making a lot of stuff with their hands, okay, but they're not able to sell it on eBay and Amazon, okay. So there is a lot of freelancers who are working in this industry, millions of freelancers that are not able to just to work normally. That's it. So there is always some problems. They afraid that the whole money will like flee out from the Ukraine if they will open this possibility. Okay. So we try just to change it, and the concept is using PayPal. We try to we're using PayPal as an icebreaker. We try to change the laws in National Bank, the regulations of National Bank by PayPal. Because if you come into National Bank, if you're telling them like, let's try to make some deregulation fee, that doesn't care. Not listening to anyone, because it's impossible just to understand what does deregulation thing mean. Okay, so it's like Pokrashina, the same shit. Sorry to say that. Okay, but if you tell them like, let's bring PayPal, you're gonna be like a PR pop star.
Tangible, real thing.
Yeah, so everybody wants everybody wants to be like famous.
Wasn't PayPal invented by Ukrainians?
That's the most ironic part of it.
Yeah, this is the ironic part. Yeah, this is the ironic part.
Let's call them.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, let's call it. Yeah.
So what are your plans for PayPal?
Fight, explain, put the
There's a lot
light
of
on all the
education
dark
to be done,
areas.
right?
Well, everybody knows what's going on. There are just a lot of resistance at national bank level that we won't. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do this and don't like the idea. That's why they try to pretend that they do everything, and we are welcoming PayPal, and it's just their corporate decision to go and go.
Right.
While it's totally opposite. So right now it's an educational process of kind of literally
Awareness.
openly and clearly explain to everybody that things are totally opposite. Our national bank is totally wrong and not willing to make the change, which
Right.
PayPal is willing to hear and see in the country, and only then they will come. So it's like PR with educational process, with knocking the right door, or maybe any door we can knock, pushing people, bring this to the public light,
Right.
and then at some point somebody will hopefully do that. What can we do from the bottom, pushing up? That's unfortunately, even after the revolution, that's the only productive way how things are happening. It's only when society pushes up and knocking, the cellar and
I would say that is by no means unique to Ukraine,
well, maybe.
Right.
as evidenced by the caucuses in Iowa earlier, yesterday. Actually.
Anyway,
And unfortunately, we're dealing with the Europeans because they not with Americans. We're dealing with European office of PayPal. So if anyone from you have connections with PayPal,
help us.
On the high level, not with your friend,
On the PayPal.
working in some call center or something, or I don't know, manager or something. We need like a high-gets guys. So let us know, because we're 2 steps before to make it happen. We're going to meet with the PayPal in Warsaw at the beginning of next month. I believe it's going to be like a productive meeting, and it's going to be like we will be talking with some like map, roadmap for PayPal in Ukraine, and just a few words at the end about the PayPal subject. Was like a shuttle diplomacy, if you know what I mean, at the beginning. I was, after the 3G, I was lying at home beside of my wife, was late night, so I was in very bad mood and so on. It was something like in February a year ago. And I was thinking what I'm going to be do next in this 15-20% of this social activism, because there is no 3G anymore, so it's like, I need to find out something like, to do for some next project. And I just wrote to the guy. It was a completely cold message to the guy, the director of Eastern and Western Europe of PayPal, through the LinkedIn. And probably he was also lying beside of his mat with a bad mood, okay? Because he answered me in 10 minutes, and he said, I've asked him, like, why there is no PayPal in Ukraine? So he said like there is no chance for PayPal in Ukraine because we don't see. The answer was pretty official. So he said that we don't see like Ukraine in our pipeline and so on. So, but for the Ukrainian Jewish, the answer no is just the beginning of conversation. So I brought him like, come on, what should I do to make it happen? What do you need? So he said that we have three main problems. The one problem is legislation, like in North Korea, like, come on, yes. The second thing is anti-lobbyism came out from the private financial institutions, which is doesn't want the people to be in Ukraine, okay, because they have like their own solution. And the third thing is that Ukraine, unfortunately, one of the biggest destinations for the internet crime, okay, for the fraud and many other things. I say, okay, give me just a weekend and so on. So I went to my colleague, like Tavarish, like the good guy I know, Vlad Rashkovan. He's the vice president of National Bank. He's a good one. So and I just wrote him, do you want PayPal in Ukraine? So he said, of course I want. Just let's go to drink some tea and so on. So we agreed. But he said that I don't have any idea what I should to do with to bring PayPal. I mean, what kind of regulations I need to change inside of National Bank. And just to let you understand, it was something like 18,000 people working in National Bank. Okay, so it's like it's a Vatican. Okay, so and nobody from them, like never was not able just to rise up this idea or I don't know what. So I've called to my friends from Deloitte, Ukraine, and I've told them, guys, do you want to be like a next icon among IT industry and so on? They said, of course we want. So let's do the roadmap for the PayPal, but pro bono, please, without the money. We don't have it. I mean, you have to understand it. They agreed. And then there was the same story with Baker McKinsey. So Baker McKinsey also, there was a part of American Chamber of Commerce. So it was like one thing connected to each other.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it was like a great group. We started to think about. We started to prepare different documents, and we started to clarify. It was just for the first week, okay. Then it was I was participating in some some masterclass of Ministry of Economy together with Sasha Borovik. Sasha Borovik yet was in the Ministry of Economy. Completely sure that he is a first vice minister and not just advisor, if you know the story. So and I was and someone from the audience asked Sasha like, what's going on with PayPal? Come on. And Sasha said that this is the Kenigshtein deal. He's doing this. And I've said a couple of things about PayPal, like this what I told you right now. And the guy was like one of the most popular, like a leader of freelancer community, one of the biggest freelancer community in Ukraine. Okay, so he wrote about this in his Facebook, and next morning I come up with like with my phone was charging at the same time was with zero because of the battery because of the calls. Okay, so it was like crazy. And everybody started to speak like Kenigshtein started to think and started to bring PayPal into UK and so on. And then the end of the story, I believe that in this year the PayPal will start the operations in Ukraine. At least we will do anything to make it happen. Okay, end of story.
Okay. Then I think on that note, I'm going to open it up if anyone's got questions. I've got a ton of questions, but I'm willing to share. Does anyone want to kick off with a question? May I? Say who you are, please.
Yeah, hi. My name is Yana Lidman. I think I'm also Ukrainian Jew, but this is my third country, but I still feel for Ukraine. And wonderful project. I mean, it's really, I'm already planning my visit. Just tell me when to Lviv. But obviously, there is the fact that there is a war happening in the country. And are you afraid of it? Like, what are your projections? I know that Lviv is far from the zone, but still. The same country. So, are you affected by it somehow? Do you put it into your planning, or your
No, I don't.
We don't go war. No,
yeah.
we don't.
Yeah,
Don't play the war with anyone.
Yeah, and we're not afraid of anyone. I mean, come on. Like, why Israelis live in the country
Right.
under the war for last 66 years, okay? So, why we're different? We're not different.
Can you talk a bit about, because how long did you live in Israel?
I left Israel when I was a kid, like not kid, like
Left 2
19
years
years
When
old.
did you
Left
leave?
2
Yeah,
years
yeah.
ago, yeah. I've been living there until 2007.
Since
Ah.
1991.
Yeah, since 91. So what I saw, by the way, the idea, it's a good question. The idea of creative quarter is not, I'm not inventing like a vehicle. I mean, it was done by Israelis in the beginning. If you remember, before 90s, Israel was like some kind of banana republic, okay? Like no skyscraper, in Tel Aviv. The World Banks was for the government, the electrical company for the government. Like everything was
There was a war
pretty
going
low
on.
level.
There were several
Always
wars going
intifada,
on.
always war
Some
and so
kind
on.
of war.
4.5 million people live in this country, and one day Gorbachev decided just to open the borders, and 1 million newcomers came to the country for 2 years. Okay, 90 and 91. Okay, so it was like a big amount of people, and it was
you
like
came as part of that.
newcomers. I was
You-
one of
you
them.
were one of them.
Yeah. So it was like it was a good guys. I mean, good with good professions like engineers and stuff. There was no doctors. There was no internet at that time, and it was no cellular at that time. It was just everything was at the beginning. So they actually came up with the idea of creating of 22 scientific incubators in the country, which everyone with innovative idea will be able to come to present his idea, and probably through the commission he will be able just to get the financing and the possibility to work inside of this incubator, and to work at least for 1.5 years. I mean,
And this was
it's
the
a long
early
time.
90s?
It was the beginning of 90s.
Okay.
So the second part of it, that they was started to think that where from we will get the money for it, because there was no money. I mean, except of the weapons trading, was the second was like oranges trading, and that's it. No high tech. I mean, was some, but in like in army, not in civil society. So. I'm telling you, this is very primitive level. I mean, I'm sorry about this. You can read about this, okay, on the internet. So the chief, that's how they call the chief scientist of Ministry of Economy in Israel. He invented the program called Yozma. Yozma is initiative in English. So the Yozma was a program. It was a fund of funds. They called the Jewish diaspora. They called the big private equities and innovation companies, and the third one was some kind of warranty came out from the government. Okay, so it was like $100 billion fund of funds. Today it's like 1 billion or probably even more, but 100 at the beginning of 90s was a big money. 30% by the Jewish diaspora, 30% by companies and private equities, and 30% by the government. Okay, for diaspora in US, it was a mitzvah. Mitzvah is to do something good for someone without expecting anything in exchange. Pay it forward, okay? So this is the main concept of creative quarter. This is what we're trying to together. I mean, not just to take the money from the bank and to do something to pay back. I mean, and so they helped to Israel, and they was sure that was like their money will be lost, okay, but some of them got a really good returns, and not just on emotional level, but on financial level as well.
I want to comment
Someone,
on this question about the war, because I think the question is very good because it's applicable for any activity or planned activity which is going on in Ukraine. Like, oh, how are you going to build it or do it in the war conditions? So my personal take is that everybody should focus on what they can and what they know and just pursue doing that. And war should not be an excuse. Like these days, we already see that it's common for many authorities and Ukrainians, and like, why you don't clean snow out of the streets? Oh, because it's war going on. So what? I mean, just do your job. And I admit, Ukraine right now is a country with high risk. Sure, and the war is one of those. It's not only war; it's corruption. It's many other things. We are not yet Luxembourg or Switzerland from that standpoint. So it adds some risks, but it does not mean that we should not try to do the things. Picking up Lviv as a city to go this is not because it's the farthest point out of the battlefield. No, it's just people, community, society, and we think that start from that city would be really, really good because the chances to succeed are better just because of the people which are there and because of the why in the city, which is order.
And we have a great coffee still. Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, it's amazing. You should to come to Lviv just because of the coffee. Because it's like.
Any other questions? Yes.
I'm Chris from Connecticut. Two federal senators from Connecticut sit on the Ukraine caucus for the final years of me. I'm just curious, Ukraine has a prestigious cultural history that predates even, the Western world. Ukrainians are all over the world right now. And there's a very strong diaspora in the United States of Ukrainians who are influencing the United States economy. As this project, which is relatively important in addressing that diaspora for assistance, have you gone to that Ukrainian population and talked to them or to its people that work with that population,
Right.
talk to them about the importance of what you're doing and why it should be a priority?
Yeah, you want to take it?
Yeah, take it. Yeah.
Well, so we're definitely trying to socialize the idea, right? And that's exactly what we're doing right now. We are telling people that this thing is going on. As Ilia explained, he takes Yozma as a very great example, and success of Israel, a huge part of that success is influence of Jewish outside of Israel, right? And help to the country. So we definitely would like to hear that and see that. At the same time, we also admit that we were talking about that with Ilia a few days ago. That we start not even from zero level of trust, we start from negative level of trust.
Exactly.
There's many people in diaspora who were trying to help and their money were wasted, like done nowhere, right? So we do understand it, and the only way to beat it or kind of change that perception is to try to do something, show, and maybe with time they will be more relaxed and again restore the level of trust. But right now, what we're looking for is purely socialize the message, and it's not the money as a primary goal we're looking for. So we're looking for participation first of all, and that could be many types and levels of participation. From visiting the premises when the premises are open and just being there, to doing a speech there, doing an event, volunteer to do something which you guys are skilled or have experience at that premises. That's also going to be helped. But even right now, at that stage, I would say, kind of donations for equity, if you would, because at the end it's a commercial project. If anyone would like to help financially, very good. If anyone would like to help by introducing Ilia and the guys to the other people who you think may help, it's very valuable. But just spread the word around, and at some point, we do understand that it's really hard to raise the money right now on such a low level of trust. So first, the results should be shown, and which I believe is doable, that we have to prove to the world that Ukraine has changed. Not only at that night or those days of Maidan, but by mentality, there are people who are focused not on getting money and hiding them and stealing them, but on using that money for the good purpose and build something good out of the country, which would then again be useful for the whole world. Because if those innovative people which will be lucky to have that premises and even go there and invent something, I bet they would not be focused on the world. I bet they would do something for the global economy, big or small. We don't know. It's going to be 1 million company or it's going to be next PayPal out of that premises. We'll be lucky if it's PayPal, but even if not, even if one kid will be out of streets drinking beer with the other kids to that premises, it's all good. So, we just want to spread it.
There's a great point about the negative trust and the trust. Let's talk about where we are right now. So you showed the pictures and the aerial photographs of the train depot.
Yep.
What is in there right now? Is it being used at all in any way?
It used to
or
be
is it
used.
abandoned?
Yeah, right now it's already allocated.
Yeah, it's different, like a couple of dozens of people working out there. They still try to fix the trams.
Oh, so it's still
old
used
trams.
to
Yeah,
fix
but
the
it's
train.
like more useful, like to fix the old cars on time.
Well, so the decision is made by the city government. So
To
the
allocate the
municipality,
land for
they
this.
made the decision, right? So right now there's a kind of paperwork process to fully allocate this for the next 50 years. This is going to be.
Yeah, we're gonna get this venue once again. It's gonna be like a possibility to us to get this venue through the tender for 50 years in exchange of renting. It's not gonna be like some hanky-panky agreement in exchange of
Uh-huh.
1 hryvnia and other stuff, and so on. It's gonna be like I don't want to be like dependent from any one. Once again, I'm advisor to the mayor, and he's like proposed me to be his advisor, but he know about me. I mean, he know my like point of view. He know my story. So I'm advising not like to the mayor, but I'm advising to the city. Okay, I'm advising to the city council, creating different programs like the Lviv Smart City program and so on. Probably you know about this. Couple of you know about it. We bring the technologies from these innovative companies to the Lviv. Okay, we're trying to figure out what we need as a writing the like for the smart mobility, for the smart safety, for the and other things, for e-house, for e-government, and so on. And there is no government here. I mean, there is no oligarchs and there is no government, which is actually, unfortunately, almost the same. Okay, now. So there is no governmental representatives in this project and so on, because I understand there is no trust to the government. I've been talking with a couple of high government officials in Washington D.C. just a couple of days ago, and they was very upset about what's going on. Okay, so so they like say you guys like not you, but the guys from your government coming to us and showing different presentations, then we starting some process, and then they disappear. Okay, even it's not it's not a point of like they stole some money or something, but it's a point of they are not follow up for anything. I mean, they just they're just making like a circus roadshow. Okay, so this is it. I mean, like.
So that doesn't build level of the trust because you need to sort of put some milestones.
I'm
and say,
going.
here's what work,
This
here's
is what I do. We rising a huge positive wave. We're not. This is not purpose for you. Like I can tell you a great example. Like Vlad live in Union City, which is in California, in Silicon Valley. So we made a Vyshavanka party in his house. And we was expected, like, he have a big house. Like, not Ferrari yet, but big house, okay? So it was like, he was thinking probably like probably 15 people will come and so on. So we made like Facebook event and so on. It was like more than 70 people came to his house, and everybody bring together with him like a lot of different bottles of different wine and beer and so on. So now he don't need to go to the supermarket for the next couple of years. I think. Yeah, so it's like a wine store.
That was a good one.
There's a
Yes, so but
huge
it was
pent-up
a huge,
demand
a lot of people came
in the
to see
community.
just.
Right, there's a
exactly.
community.
They were
and there's
curious
pent-up
what's going
demand.
on. They were
So 6 months from now, we're going to get together here in Civic Hall and we're going to say, hey, what's up with the Tram Depot?
hopefully the
Because like
construction
Yana,
will
I'm planning my trip, and when are you
Right.
doing your first sort of rave party in the space
Right.
before you
Yeah.
go to Grim Hall? Like,
Yeah.
what's the realistic timeline?
The
What
realistic
should you
time,
do? Or is it too
realistic,
soon to say?
but very ambitious, very ambitious plan is to agree, finally sign and get to the 100% of clarifying of many different things from perspective of communications with the city council, because we need just to sign with them a paper. And once again, as it was at the beginning of my speech, in Lviv, the tempo of the life, the speed of the life is not like in New York. Okay, it's probably you sleeping, you do more than okay. So the people more relaxed. I mean, they're great. I mean, but be more relaxed. Okay, it's Europe, like deep inside of Europe. So we think that we will be able to finalize everything as regarding the agreement and paperwork with the city council, and also we'll be able to say that we got like 50-60% of necessary capital to start the innovation program something in the middle of summer, probably a bit before, okay, until end of the spring, probably, if we will be lucky, okay. And then we will start the innovation program. We will start to recreate the thing, okay. It's amazing. I'm inviting you just to come and like to take a part in it, because it's like, you know, to recreate the old Tram Depot. It's like it's my dream job, okay. Not by myself, of course, but like, you know, like to plan and to think and how it's gonna be looks like, and so we have great architects and designers. So in 1 year, in probably 10 months, in 12 months, we'll open the place. Okay, it will be by stages. The first stage, we believe that will be something like after the 10 months from the starting of innovation. Okay, so this is it. But Creative Quarter is not just, as I said, not just a walking or someplace and so on. It's happening right now. Okay, everybody's speaking about it. If you Google in Ukrainian Creative Quarter, so you will find out many articles and many interviews and many different videos and pictures and so on.
How is it being received in Lviv itself? So at a hyper-local level, how are people talking about it?
At the beginning, they talking a bit with like, what is it? I mean, come on, there is very important point whether there's any oligarchs inside, because we got used to with like story tales about how fantastic it will be at the end of the day. What you get in the reality is some kind of
New office.
bazaar, you know. So it's like also with, you know, with this tетkas selling the meat, you know. So so it was some kind of curiosity, but in the reality, the most of the people, they support us. They just really, they believe, come on. I mean, we got mayor, he have 5 kids. He's a poor guy, 5 boys. Okay? So he said to me honestly that I want like my kids will be in Creative Water. I want my friend kids will be in Creative Water. I have a daughter. My daughter is 1 year and 9 months. I haven't saw her for the month, from 12th of January. I mean, in life. I mean, because we're talking the FaceTime. Yeah. So I want like Olivia will go to the Creative Water. I mean, this is it. I'm doing this for her. I made 3G for her, first of all, honestly speaking. I mean,
There's
I'm
a lovely
not
story
some
which
crazy guy.
Ilya doesn't like to tell that part of the story, but to answer your question, how that was perceived by Lviv. So when the decision should be made by a municipality, it's voting, right? It goes through the voting municipality. So there are many parties in this municipality, and some of them started to approach Ilya and ask, and try to understand, okay, what's in it for you? What's in it would be for us? So Ilya told them, like, you know what you'll get is your kids will be not like you. So that was a brave answer. And they did vote for this.
Yeah, it was a reality. It wasn't fun. Yeah.
That was brave.
Because I was looking for bribes, so I told him.
That was fun. But I mean, things are progressing.
Yeah.
Have you thought about perhaps partnering with the industrial park that's being built by the Dutch and possibly get funding from Phil Bennett's group of the European Bank for Research and Development? Also, your contact at the Ukrainian Catholic University, is that Yaroslav Tukulia?
Pritula, yes, and Sofia Patska from the Business School.
Now, he's actually trying to work with Stanford University in Waterloo. Would you be willing to work with Technion to perhaps bring talent from Technion University?
Sure.
Project?
This is a great tech university, one of the in top 5 best tech university in the world. My point is just to not mix like many things in one place. We also met with Bartley, Mr. Bartley. He's a professor, right, from Stanford University, and it was also the idea. And he's actually very oriented to the Eastern Europe, so it was a good idea also at some point to bring some program from Stanford. We also met with Bob Toller from Portland State University. We came to Portland as well, so it was also a great idea to bring those guys and they program to the Creative Quarter. At the beginning, as I said, we closely looking for some common things with Ukrainian Catholic University, probably with Lviv Polytechnica as well, and with business school. Okay, so definitely we open for what is the matter to us, because it's not just a real estate play, as I say. What is the matter to us? What is the best fit to the entrepreneurs? How we will be able to generate for the next 3 years 5, 7, 100 million stories, successful stories, okay? Which is not will flew to the California, I'm sorry to say that, but probably at some point we'll back to Lviv, I mean, because we have a great coffee.
Part of the industrial park in Lviv, have you heard about parlaying with them?
Yeah, I know about industrial park, CTP, the name of the company is CTP.
Yeah.
We met a couple of times. What they're doing is completely different. It's like industrial park. It's not. We are not creating the business center. It's not business center. It's a house for the entrepreneurs, not just from the IT, but for different makers. 40% will be for the IT, for the startups, but 60% will be for the guys who want to create a product, something like chair from wood, something. Okay, the idea, designers, advertisers, writers, and many other professionals. Okay, so we're also going to bring companies. Those companies they're going at some point to establish their labs in Lviv with their educational programs. Okay, like Intel, it's like amazing company created like a whole innovative industry. Okay, so I'm talking about such things.
So this is going to be the last question. Guy in the red shirt.
My name is Razom. I came here 2 days ago from Lviv, and actually.
So you know about this one.
Yeah, I know, but a lot of my friends haven't heard about your project before. So my question is, what is your marketing strategy, and how are you going to promote your project to citizens of Lviv?
I'll write about it on my Facebook.
Yeah. But, I heard about it.
Marketing
but a lot
strategy.
of friends haven't heard about it. So a lot of people in Lviv have no idea about your project.
Yeah, sure. The Facebook guys, they think that they see the whole picture, but honestly speaking, it's just 5% of the whole picture. Okay, so yeah, exactly. We want the creative quarter will be like a part for the next couple of years. Will be like we'll start to create it. Okay, we'll start just to pick. Will be like the part of the life of inhabitants, not by some venue, okay, but our initiatives, okay. We're going to we already created a Lviv Smart City Day, for example. It was like a one-day conference for the Lviviani who wants to change and make better their life in Lviv, okay, without inviting guys from Kiev, okay, so it was on the stage, okay. So it was like we just gathered all together and been speaking about e-health, e-government, smart mobility, smart education, and so on. So by these events and by this different happening that we bring Zhenya Sisoyev as well just a couple of weeks ago to the LBS, we're going to bring Vlad at the beginning of next month, okay? So we trying just to make this public, okay? And it's pretty successful because many people know about creative water. Probably today the people who know about creative water, they're more connected with the modern technologies and with the Facebook and social networks and with the media. So those guys will tell to their parents what's going on. We're not going to buy the advertising in TV because we social entrepreneurship project. We're not going to spend the money of our partners and investors to some advertisement. Okay, we're going to make it more on social level, more on viral level. Okay, as good as it will be more social, it's going to be more honest. It's going to be more clear and more looks like creative water and not some kind of Bionic Hill.
So we're going to be hearing more about specific events that you're doing and spread the word that way. Cool.
Yeah.
So just like every conversation, no is just the beginning of a conversation. An explanation of an idea is just the continuation of a conversation. So we do want to invite, we need to start, sort of wrap up our portion of the program here. But I have a few announcements and a matter of business to take care of before we thank our guests. First, everyone is welcome to continue the conversation at Miss Lily's Victorian establishment, founded by another fabulous turnaround nation, Ireland. So a dude from Ireland started this bar, much like Israel. So Israel, Ireland, Ukraine, all the vowels. It's on East 17th Street between 5th and Union Square, and we'll have a space set up there, and Anya's heading out now to save our little spot. So please join us there to keep the conversation going. Do mark your calendars for the event at South by Southwest and in April. And if you like these kinds of things and you want to see us sort of get together more and more, do consider, as Americans, using PayPal to make a recurring contribution to Razom.
Oh yeah.
Because it works here already.
Yeah.
Thank your congressman and senator for the right legislation. I want to ask Natalia to come up. Okay.
So we have this tickets here. If somebody here doesn't have a ticket, can you raise your hand? Okay. So usually if you're like taking a ride and you don't have your ticket, you need to be given one, but we have slightly different rules here. Anybody else?
Does everyone have a ticket? Does everyone recognize it's a Tram ticket that's been doctored up?
I think that's allowed in Ukraine, right? I'm not going to go to jail.
No. Well, because you're not trying to pass it off as a form of currency.
Okay. Okay, scratch
yeah, I'll try to show you now a great picture. This is, I made.
Natalia.
Yeah, so this is the reality. What can I say?
Okay, so what we're gonna do with these tickets, everybody who had one, take it out. We're gonna do a little raffle of something.
Can I have ticket?
Hold on. Okay. So I'm using random.org. Okay, this is all for real.
We're all about transparency.
Yes.
Any questions, raise them.
Okay, so the winner of our first prize is number 28.
28, yeah. You get a big t-shirt.
It's hot in here. I'm going
We thought this through. Okay, next we have 51. No?
No 51?
Going once.
51.
Close is not good enough. 39. 39.
All right.
11. Oh,
All right. There's an extra word.
yeah, you know where t-shirts are. Okay, 47. No, 47.
Yeah.
And 10. And 10.
10. Right in the back. All right. Cool. So, how about a big round of applause for the people who are making
Yeah, we
sure.
have some surprise for you as well.
Can we thank you first?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, just a moment. Yeah, we have
I like
some
that.
surprise.
Creative Quarter goes to USA. Now then, what are we going?
Yeah, so can you tell you?
Can you continue your written report and stuff?
Oh,
Would you like to
This
make
is
oh,
for you.
cool. It's for me.
Uh-huh.
Великий ці. Wow.
Yeah.
Дякую дуже. Thank you.
This is for you.
Wow, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
So we made this love by Livia.
I know, this is so good. Thank you. Awesome, thanks. Please, so seriously, 17th Street, it will be cooler there. There's beverages and food, order what you like. and make sure we've got your email address if you want to come back again. Okay? Thank you.
I'm here with my business card.
Oh, and thanks to everyone who is listening. Can we wave? This is my cool new shirt. Everyone can see it now. Yay.
Yeah, let's make like, you know, like
A selfie of a selfie.
selfie.
Over here. Can you do it? But can you do a selfie of,
Yeah,
of
sure,
the,
sure.
a selfie
Yeah,
with the
let's make like
screen of like many?
1, 2, 3. Thank you guys.
Bye bye. Thanks, Bogdan.